I told you all the time, we are talking about another solar system. Okay, I feel smart for once. I feel smart for once. Okay. Hi Moons and welcome back to a new EXO theory episode. So today we are going to dive deeper into episode 5, which is for now currently the last episode that has been released on the channel of Caesar O. A lot of you guys asked me, what are you going to do after this? So of course I'll be waiting for episode 6 as we all do. So I'll be continuing with the EXO theories, but I am also going to dive deeper into the EXO OSTs because you guys told me you've been missing out when it comes to EXO OSTs in general. So I have my playlist and I will be reacting to EXO OSTs in the future. I'm also working on something else, like a new EXO mini-series, just like this one, but I will keep that a secret. So I like to keep secrets and you will see when it drops. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. So for now, I'm not going to wait any longer. Let's get into episode 5. Grab your snacks, grab everything that you have, because this will be a ride for 30 minutes and will probably make the video longer. So let's go. Welcome to episode 5 of EXO's concept guides. I told you all that Obsession era would be done for now, but I noticed some things that I want to mention. Yeah, so in last episode we were diving deeper into the Obsession era, and that the theory was that this was probably the very first start of the timeline, and that there were a lot of details mentioned. And I have to be really honest here. I love how everything was explained in the episode, but I actually forgot half of it. So yeah, to be real with you, I really have to rewatch that again. But still, we are moving on to something else. For now, this obsession is... There's going to be something mentioned again, and then I think we are going to move on to something else. So I'm curious. But yeah. Remember how I said that in the Exodus trailer it could be the Earth burning because EXO is winning the fight, or that it's only burnt in hell because neither of them could win? I remember that. I remembered something. No, but it was a lot of information, so I get it why you guys had a headache. Okay, I want to emphasize the fact that this was just one of my theories. I told you before that it could also be the sun. True. I didn't think of that, but it's actually very, very logic. But okay, flashback to episode 2. Then we also have this scene showing that X members may gain their powers from the sun. If it's not the sun, it could be the earth burning, which we also see in the MV. Ooh. It doesn't have to be the earth burning because it would mean the earth was burning completely, but oceans can burn. So if we think realistically, it may not be the earth. You have a point right here, yeah. But on the other hand, if it's the sun, why is it all red? Usually the sun would be shown as an orange reddish with a little bit of yellow, but here it is all red. Maybe it's another... Okay, so did EXO somehow do something to the sun, or is it simply not the sun? If it is the sun, remember that EXO has connection to the moon. So EXO is somehow connected with the moon, and EXO might be connected with the opposite of it, the sun, since EXO themselves are the opposite of EXO. Could be. I like how every little detail is like being unfolded right here. Okay. Something else we shouldn't overlook is that some members are wearing clothes from moon designs. This might be hinting at their connection to the moon. I just see this right now. I had no idea, but okay. There are more examples for the theory that the moon is somehow important for EXO, but we didn't get to see those yet. I am talking about the moon itself and not about the eclipses. All these little details, I missed them all. Like... Someone also sent me this article about one of the oldest stars in the universe, which is all red, but to be honest, I don't know. If you have any other theories what it could be or what the red thing means, tell me. To be real with you, I think we are talking about like a whole other universe than we know the Milky Way, as we all know, but I think this is like a whole different universe. Or it could be Mars, but I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. But I think we are talking about a whole other galaxy system thing right here. Okay, but anyways, let's talk about the sun and the moon. Where have we had focus on both, aside from seeing them associated with eclipses?
The 12 forces divide into two and create two suns that look alike, into two worlds that seem alike.
Yeah, two suns. Oh yeah, sun and moon, yeah. Yeah, but okay, if we are talking about the sun and moon, then it should be our solar system itself. I just figured it out, I'm sorry. The talk is about 12 forces dividing into two and creating two suns that look alike. But we are shown a sun and a moon instead of two suns. Yeah, I was like, did he just say, or two suns? Because if we are talking about two suns, then we would go to a whole nother galaxy, I guess. But I mean, we basically can't have two suns, but yeah. Also, the side of the moon is very dark, while the side of the sun is very bright. So the question now is, or something that we should pay attention to, does the sun and the moon represent the two worlds? Well, here is the tricky part, because we are looking at the sun and the moon. So if we are talking about two worlds, then it would mean, how do you say that? We are just talking about our own Milky Way, but two suns, then it could be like a whole different universe. Okay, anyways, the moon, the dark side, could be representing EXO-M, while the sun, the bright side, could be representing EXO-K. But why? In the Mama MV, EXO-K is dancing in this very bright and white location. Yes. While EXO-M is dancing in this very dark location. Of course. I am not sure if this means something, but let's keep this in our heads for the future analysis. Just in case what we see in the Exodus trailer is actually the sun, but then we would have another reference to the Mama MV. Because if it is true that the sun has something to do with EXO-K while the moon with EXO-M, it would be reminiscent of EXO and the moon and EXO and the sun. Yep. It's getting interesting again. But since the theory is based on multiple other theories, it might be false. We will never know, I guess. But I also just noticed I never really analyzed the introduction of Mama properly. So let's have a look at it. This is what I'm waiting for. I remember when I started reacting to this, I was so interested in this whole storyline. To be real with you, I kind of linked it to Avatar: The Last Airbender because I'm just really obsessed with this series. It was part of my childhood, but for some reason, this really caught my attention when I reacted to it. And still, I still very, very like this MV. And just, I think they could have done more with it, like having these kind of intros. Because when I saw this, I was like, okay, will there be a follow-up in this whole style? So, but anyways, let's watch it right now.
From their 12 forces, nurtured the tree of life.
Oh,
Red force created.
This is somehow nostalgic now.
Covered the heart of tree.
Okay, so far we see the tree of life. Underneath we have this abyss. And as we discussed quite a lot before, the black smoke causing the heart of the tree to grow dry. Also, might have no meaning at all, but we see thunder and see lightning even inside the black smoke. Let me show you again. Yeah, thunder.
Created the evil which coveted the heart of tree of life.
Yes. Chen's power is thunder. Thunder, thunder, thunder. If we ever suspect Chen of being evil or a traitor in the future, let's keep this in mind. Oh no, my poor Chen. Okay, now, here comes something that really shocked me, which I have never noticed before because I never properly analyzed the intro so far.
And the heart slowly grew dry. To attend and embrace the heart of tree of life, the legends hereby divide the tree in half.
No, I didn't see it. Replay it. This right here is the visual representation of the heart of the tree, and it looks exactly like what? Okay, it's not clicking, definitely not clicking, but okay, I'm really scared and curious right now. Oh yeah, okay. Wait, what? Oh, the history and V, the thing that they traveled. Oh yeah, I remember that. But oh yeah, the cloning. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, I just see it right now. Okay, I was looking at. I was like, "Are you? What do you mean? Like a sun or what?" But now I see it. It looks so too similar. So has the crystal we have been interpreting as a spaceship to Earth been the heart of the tree of life all along? Holy crap. Holy crap. Okay. I'm scared. Oh, okay, but what would this mean for history MV in the Exodus trailer? I am not sure what it would mean, but I know for sure that we need to keep in mind that the state of the heart is in its normal form in history and in Exodus. The state of it is before it was split in half. But in history, the 12 forces were already split into two. EXO-K and EXO-M were not together. So how can it be happening during the time when the heart of the tree was still complete? Anyways, let's continue. This is a nice fact though.
The tree of life, the legends hereby divide the tree in half and hide each.
We see something red splattering all over the place. It's most likely blood, but even though blood comes out, the heart that was divided into two looks completely fine.
And space turns askew. The 12 forces divide into two.
Notice how this looks like liquid at first, but then turns into fire. Is this like the bird of their powers? Of the bird of EXO? Okay, anyway, the flame is representing the 12 forces as one because the narration says that the 12 forces split into two. Okay, so, but just what I see right now, the fire symbol is split into two. So does that mean Chanyeol and ex-Chanyeol, for instance? But okay, we see their symbols right now. Notice how the flame that has been divided into two is now separated. One on Baekhyun's symbol and one on Xiumin's symbol. Baekhyun and Xiumin were both in different groups. Baekhyun in EXO-K and Xiumin in EXO-M. Okay, I keep thinking about obsession, but I have to let it go. They are not each other's counterparts though, and they have different connections. We are going to discuss this in other episodes. Ooh. I'm already looking forward for that. But anyways, I've been thinking about positioning of each of the power symbols. Okay, yeah, you can see that right here. Okay, so Kai Luhan, Kyungsu, Chen, Seok, Xiumin, Baekhyun, Lei, Chanyeol, and Chris, Sehun, and Tao. Okay, so they are each other's counterparts. This is really nice too. I might screenshot this later because I will surely need this in the future. The counterparts, I talk about it a lot of times, are facing each other. Yes. Also notice the light in the middle.
Get a single file before one sky in two worlds.
And no, this was not an eclipse. Was it the moon? No, wait. There are either two planets aligning, or these are two moons aligning. Two moons! I mean, that's a song in the Mama app, so I'm like, is this a coincidence or something? Like two moons with Key from Shiny. Meaning that this is not our solar system. I told you all the time, we are talking about another solar system. Okay, I feel smart for once. I feel smart for once. Okay. Planet Moon number 1 and Planet 2 Moon. Yeah, Planet or Moon 2, yes. I told you! Okay, the narrator is saying two worlds that seem alike at this part, and I always thought the two worlds are completely the same. But look, world number 1 is way bigger than world number 2. Yes, I am telling you, we are talking about something very different. Oh my god, I love how this is all coming together. Also in this planetary system, world number 1 is in the center and the other planets are circling around it. It seems like world number 1 might be of more importance. Okay. Also we can see different power symbols inside the space in between, for example, Taos. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't even notice. No, let me show you the whole sentence again so you understand what I explained earlier about the two worlds.
Single file before one sky in two worlds that...
If these are really two moons, then we would have different references to this that would support this theory. For example, on Mama's app, there's literally a song called Two Moons. Ah, I just told you! Oh my god, I really love how it's somehow clicking in my mind, but anyways. And in Love Shot and View, we have another reference of two moons. Let me show you. Ooh, I might have to yeah, I didn't see that. Oh yeah. Oh, this is such a big hint that I didn't notice from the very beginning. Whether or not those were planets, but instead were moons, the most important question I have now is... if these were the two worlds they traveled to, and they look nothing like Earth, so where were all the time that we... all the times that we said they were on Earth, really the Earth? I don't think so. Haha, obsession. No, I think we just say Earth because that's... like, how do you say that? The most common thing when we think about planets. We think about our own planet. So you basically, how do you say that? You are basically comparing it to our own world because that's the thing that you know most about. But I'm thinking all the time this is like another solar system. Yeah. Anyways, let's continue analyzing the intro of Mama. I'm 100% sure we are not talking about an Earth.
The legends will greet each other. The day the Red Forces...
The focus on Kyungsu's power symbol is probably not random. Kyungsu is very important in EXO's storyline, so keep this in mind. What if he releases his album and we will see more? That would be cool. Very, very nice to look forward to.
The day the Red Forces purify and the Troll Forces reunite into one perfect root.
Oh wait, do you see these two moons in the back as well? Like the bigger planet and the smaller planet?
A new world shall open up.
Yeah! Oh my god, what is happening to me? Okay, this is really scared. Like, I know, it's like I've been watching this, but I'm watching this for the very first time, but I already see these things. Yeah, just like before, one is bigger than the other, yeah. I'm way too ahead of this video for some reason with my comments, but okay. But did you also notice how the narrator says that they have to reunite into one perfect root, but yet it is visually shows us that two planets are still coexisting nevertheless? Yeah, that's a little bit weird. But maybe that's a coincidence, I'm not sure. EXO split the heart and traveled apart in two worlds to save it from the eye of the Red Force. So the question now is, what does it mean that they have to reunite into one perfect root if the two worlds are still coexisting? I don't know why I didn't realize this earlier, and anyways, let's go back to obsession. If some theories about obsession are correct, then we have gotten quite a few references to the Mama MV. Another reference is EXO only being 6 members and XXO also 6. In a total of 12, just like EXO-K were 6 members and EXO-M were 6 members, and 12 in total back in the days. I don't believe obsession is the beginning, because even though Mama and obsession have similarities, they have differences as well. How would you explain EXO-K and EXO-M being divided into 2 if obsession is the beginning and everything started with EXO and XXO? That doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Because the story starts with the 12 members being divided into 2. But somehow I think we are talking about a parallel universe here. Maybe these 2 stories are not immediately, how do you say that? Linked to each other. But we are talking about an alternative universe. But we still don't see the connection yet. But this is cool. This is just asking what happens if you die. Like, okay, this is really something random that I'm comparing right now, but it's the same if you would ask, like, are we alone in the universe? But I think that's the most, it's somehow very interesting if you don't know everything yet. Okay. Also, them being only 6 members is only a temporary state. Unlike EXO-K and EXO-M, who were supposed to exist forever as a 6 members group. They lay so much focus on the 3 members missing in obsession. Like here. Gotta love the background music here. Oh yeah, I remember that. This stone is supposed to represent that there's an evil red, or a red evil version of each member. Yeah. Except for Xiumin, yes, Kyungsoo and Lei. Another example. This is a teaser picture for Obsession. There are exactly 9 rooms for all 9 members, but 3 of them are empty. Oh, whoa! Why didn't I see this? This is a picture in the album, so I have to talk about a few other things about Obsession as well. Remember Chen's scene, he is playing chess against X-Chen. X-Chen's chess... That's a tongue twister. X-Chen's chess pieces are red. I nailed it, okay. While normal Chen's are black. Usually EXO is represented by the color blue, while the red force is represented by the color red. So the fact that X-Chen has red makes sense. Wait, that was too fast. But why is normal Chen playing with black? Why not with blue? Maybe? I don't know. I have no idea. Where have we seen black and red before in the same MV? Obsession, right? Yes. Oh yeah, that's flag. That was interesting. So if black represents normal EXO in this, then is the theory wrong that EXO has 2 enemies, one of them not being the red force? What if the men Tao was fighting who wore all black and had a black flag were just training with Tao? Or what if they were not necessarily evil? So many possibilities, guys. Sorry for making everything so complicated. Actually, Lee Soo-man and the makers of this storyline should apologize. But we need to look at everything and consider every detail, because otherwise we are not in a position to make any theories. I actually love this, despite of getting a headache or not. I really like to look at every single possibility. I do have trouble with memorizing them, and like if I'm starting with the next episode, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot all like 50% of the details. But I do really think that this is true. Look at every possible situation right here. So I agree. I definitely agree. Another thing I want to address, some people think there's something up with Sehun in Obsession, as I said in the previous episode. One of the reasons was the blue background in the teaser pictures. I mean the release pictures of him with the blue background. But if you watch behind the scenes, he also shot with the red background. I was actually too distracted by him, but okay. Yeah. As I just said about EXO-K and EXO-M, that is supposed to be a forever thing. But what if it is? In recent physical albums like Last Shot or Don't Mess Up My Tempo, I noticed that in the credits section they differentiated between EXO-K and EXO-M stylists. This right here is from the Don't Mess Up My Tempo album. That's an album that I don't have yet. But and I'm just wondering why they are still using the terms EXO-K and EXO-M if they no longer exist in EXO storyline. Oh! Is that a coincidence? I think not. Whoa. Here comes another very random thought of mine. Oh, yes, just spill it. Okay, we're going to rewind again. And we are pulling many tenets right here, so it's okay. What if it's not EXO-K and EXO-M? That's separate. Yeah, okay, wait. I actually remember this. I mean, oh yeah, with the symbols. Because Kai had 2 different symbols, I remember that. Yeah. I told you this is in a parallel universe. Okay, whenever I see World 1 and World 2 and then the original world, I think about Dark. I think actually the EXO theories has a lot of similarities when it comes to Dark, the series on Netflix. Because this couldn't be this is so clear. I don't know what it is, but actually so many similarities right here. I'm even thinking about World 1 where an EXO-M and EXO-K exists, and a World 2 where it's just EXO and XXO. And I don't think that's really weird to see it this way. It's just that we have to figure out the timeline and what they have to do with each other. I need to talk about this again because just recently we have gotten a new VCR from Baekhyun's solo concert, and I noticed something in it which is related to what we saw in What Is Love. Oh, those VCRs were really great. This shot, do you see the power symbols? Yes, definitely. All the EXO logos. But do you know what? We see both versions of the power symbols, old and new. And if I am correct, this is the first and only time we see the old and new versions together at once. An example. Yeah. Oh my god, this is getting really interesting. So this means that maybe this theory of mine was wrong, because here the 2 symbols coexist in the same world. But we don't know if it is just the same world. But that's me. Okay, or maybe there are really 2 worlds and the symbols do not coexist in the same world, but maybe this woman just knows about the 2 worlds and that's why we see her looking at this. This is so funny because I remember that character Claudia in Dark. She had a similar role in this. She knew that another version of her existed in another world, and I feel like this feels similar to that. I'm really recommending you to watch that series, or unless you don't know what I'm talking about right now. And no, this is not sponsored, but anyways, this is something that I just that makes it quite understandable for me because I've watched these series, and the way of thinking in here really connects with each other. Okay, more about this woman about who this woman is, and more about Baekhyun's VCR once we get to analyzing it in detail. I really want to go there because I was too hyped when I watched that concert. Okay, just in this shot alone, there's a lot of info and hints. I will give you the following example. This is a shot of the introduction of the Mama MV. I just saw it. Okay. There's so much more, but more about this in another time. Okay, I'm really looking forward for this one. I need a sip of water. Okay, I'm fine. Now another thing I need to address is in the case episode 4, in the last episode, episode 4, I analyzed the VCRs from the Obsession era. Okay. Unfortunately, I noticed that some of the VCRs have 2 versions, one from Korea and one from Japan. On YouTube you can only find the full version of the VCRs from Japan, but not the ones from Korea. But one of my subscribers has the DVD and explained to me what happens in the Korean version. I do have a DVD from Exordium in Seoul. I managed to get it, but I still need to watch it because I've only seen the Japanese version and my reaction got lost, sadly, and I was also a little bit drunk, but that's okay. But still, I really want to rewatch that, and now I want to be 100% like focused, but yeah. Do you remember me talking about that snowy planet and that one VCR that could possibly be linked to Xiumin? Well, in the Korean VCR version it looks more like sand or a desert, not like snow. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know this, I think. I noticed it in the VCR that I had analyzed in Japan that the whole VCR is in black and white until we see the plant growing out of nowhere. When we are shown the plant, the VCR suddenly turns colorful. Let me show you. Oh yeah, I remember this, yeah. And of course the solar eclipse, yeah. Oh, Chanyeol here. Oh my god, okay. I should be focused, but sometimes it's really hard. Wait, I forgot to write the last time is that... Wait. What I forgot to write last time is that the green lights around the members and the green plants and trees are very reminiscent of the plant we saw earlier. And reminiscent of the ending scene of this VCR. I always hear 24/7 here. I think I said it the last time too. But I honestly don't understand how them getting more powerful through the eclipse has anything to do with the plants and the forest in the end. But, oh wait, Kyungsoo was here, right? I'm thinking about his power of earth and how he can maybe grow plants, but I'm not entirely sure if that would consist in his power, because Kyungsoo was very important. But I'm not sure. We also have all these fireflies. Remember how 24/7 played during this scene? EXO also always performs the song 24/7 with these lights. Oh, I didn't see this one. 24/7. Oh, okay. Okay, 24/7 is Human's song is Frost. So why the heavy focus on these lights and fireflies? Fireflies represent making wishes, so is EXO wishing for something? Peace! No, I don't know. I don't know, but one thing I can tell you about this VCR is that we should take a closer look at the eclipse that's happening. I want 100 episodes of this, okay? I told you before that here we have a solar eclipse. And the members smiled looking at it. Yeah, only Chanyeol smiled. It was more of a smirk. I told you guys I was distracted. But... So theory number 1. Chanyeol being the only one smiling doesn't mean anything but represents the solar eclipse is a positive thing for the EXO members. Is that why the members are looking for a place to see the solar eclipse or are waiting for it in What is Love? I got goosebumps. Oh! Okay. I'm just thinking about what if the eclipses are just... is the only connection between the two worlds? Like, that would kind of make sense. Like, that is their only... How do you say that? Evidence of their knowing each other's existence? And I'm not sure. Anyway, in Chris' scenes, we can clearly see he's highly anticipating the eclipse. Yeah. Okay. I just noticed that all members who were looking at the solar eclipse in What is Love were looking forward to it. So solar eclipse is something positive. I'm really thinking about that connection. Okay, those who were looking into a lunar eclipse were Xiumin and Kai and Tao. Remember? Yeah. Tao didn't seem to be looking forward to the eclipse, but Xiumin and Kai weren't caring about them getting chased by cars and were smiling. So, were they looking forward to it or not? Also, do you remember how I said that we see a solar eclipse for a second in Xiumin and Kai's scene? I rewatched it and the solar one was probably referring to another scene and not theirs, because the scenes going too fast. Because the scenes aren't in order anyway. Another thing I didn't mention while analyzing What is Love is the following. What kind of eclipse are the 12 members standing under in the final shot? Bluish, whitish, and orange. Definitely referring to the sun and the moon. Is this perhaps connected to the following scene?
The 12 forces
Yeah, I guess so.
Two suns that look alike.
I mean, that's a I don't think that's a coincidence, but okay. Yeah, yeah. Another noticeable thing, 2 men were stretching out their arms, Chanyeol and Kyung-soo. I know you probably have many questions right now, just like me, but let's focus on what we can theorize from all of this. You know what I really love about these videos? How Caesar always just checking on us. Are you okay? Are you not brain dead already? I really like that. The solar eclipse being a positive thing. More hints for this theory. Well, we have discussed in a previous episode that the lunar eclipse might be a negative thing. Remember? Yeah, okay. Red symbolizes evil. Red symbolizes the red force. No wonder Kyung-soo men were with the enemy. We are really talking about these 2 worlds again. Does this mean the red force? Yeah. This is the point where I'm getting a little brain fried. But if Kyung-soo says the red moon separates the members from one another, it means that the lunar eclipse is something negative or bad. Another hint why the lunar eclipse might be something negative is in Miracles in December. I was too busy crying, so I didn't really watch how the members come here to meet up with someone. Even Tao is coming with a present in his hands, but then he noticed the lunar eclipse. Yeah. He just pulled a tenet right here. This could mean that Tao is trying to prevent the lunar eclipse from happening. He turns back time. Why? Because Kyung-soo said in the election VCR, which we didn't analyze yet, the red moon separates them. This theory doesn't have to be true, but I will represent you the other theories from Miracles in December once we get here. But if it's true, it could really mean that the solar eclipse is good and the lunar eclipse is bad. Could be. But let's go back to me saying that Chanyeol was the only one smiling in the Obsession VCR. So here comes theory number 2. Maybe Chanyeol being the only one smiling is important, unlike what I said in theory number 1. What if he is evil? If it is of significant importance, then it might refer to him knowing more than the others, like what we saw in What is Love. He was also not seen waiting for the solar eclipse in What is Love, but rather reading that book. Also, when he sees the solar eclipse, he isn't smiling or anything in What is Love, and his cabin turns completely dark, maybe symbolizing something bad. So let me show you the scene again. Oh yes, yeah. Chanyeol seems kind of a detective in here, in this whole storyline. But as I said before, the things I noticed about Chanyeol don't have to mean anything. Oh, every possibility, guys. There are actually a lot of other things I need to talk about concerning the VCRs from last episodes, but I see that this video is already quite long, so I will talk about the VCRs in the next episodes. Right now, I want to talk about something else instead. The 1976 thing. I remember that, yeah. Many people thought that the Lee Soo-man is seeing 12 UFOs and reporting about it on his broadcast in 1976 story is just a rumor and false. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, so because nobody seemed to be able to find the source for it, but I found it now. It's a Korean video on YouTube. Ooh. In the video, we see a man talking about the UFOs being spotted in Seoul, Korea in 1976. He even talks about Lee Soo-man's live broadcast and says that Lee Soo-man reported about it. It doesn't have English subtitles, but I can't speak Korean, but I was able to translate a few sentences the man said. He said that there were 12 lights in the city of Seoul, in the sky of Seoul, I'm sorry. He explains that there were literally shots being fired by the anti-aircraft artillery. meaning military measures to defend one's own airspace against the intrusion of enemy aircraft.
이렇게 각도 대형으로 해서 쭉 날아오고 있었고, 그러면 여기서 이제 요 위에 있는 대공포 기지에서 이 불빛을 향해서 이렇게 쏘고, 또 사격이 멈췄을 때는 진입도 안 하고 가만히 제자리에 떠 있었습니다.
그러니까 그 비행체는 전부 2차례 서울 상공 진입을 시도한 것으로 추정됩니다.
그 방송에서 갑자기 이수만 씨가 방송을 진행하다 말고.
In the video, we learned that it happened in October 1976. In the report of the CIA and Exolution VCR, it says that the report was reviewed in April. So what Lee Soo-man saw that night most likely inspired him to write EXO's story. But the report in the Exolution VCR is not a reference to what happened in October. But someone sent me an article, and this article sounds exactly like what happens in the Exolution VCR. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. The article is pretty new, so I don't know if there was information on this even before, but if so, it would be crazy. Definitely not a coincidence either. Anyways, another thing I would like to mention before ending this episode is something I noticed with history. Let's look back at the lyrics of history. Yeah. Endless war scene. We know that there's a war going on at some point in EXO's storyline, but did it already start in history? Well, I guess so. Anyways, this episode just with me going back to all the episodes so far and adding something. LOL. Wait, is it over? Yeah, it's over. But I hope you enjoyed nevertheless. I always enjoy these videos. Bye! Yes, please subscribe and show love. Please do. Not to me, but to the creator, Caesar O. Thank you again for another really great episode. I really like this one. This might be one of my favorites because somehow I think we are getting somewhere and I am visualizing my own, how do you say that, opinion about all of this and all of this that was just explained. So I am dying to see episode 6 and the future episodes, so please don't stop making them. So for now, I would like to say thank you and please let me know what you think about this whole series and maybe you guys have pointed something out as well. But also please show love to Caesar O. It's really hard to make these videos. It takes a lot of time, a lot of research. So show love to her channel. Do it. You will make me happy, but also her happy. So just do it. Okay, we'll see you in the next one.